Welcome guys, Brandon here from Terminated Gaming, once again in a Tier 9 battleship in World of Warships. Does it surprise you? No. Shouldn't surprise you. If it does, then you clearly have not watched enough of these videos. Anyways, last week was a Tier 7 match in the Scharnhorst on the same exact map, and I talked about, oh hey, maybe, you know, it's nice to not have a Tier 9 game for once. And then I was like, oh, well, you know, we have to have a Tier 9 game. So I went out, and it was my destiny to have a Tier 9 game in the Bart, because it's my new Georgia. Anyways, I will not go over why the Bart is such a great ship. There are plenty of videos on my channel explaining why the Bart is such a noob-friendly ship for people such as myself. And yes, so this is a Tier 9 game with Tier 7 ships and a Tier 6 ship on Estuary, and it's a domination-style match. The game starts by the enemy platoon or division, whatever it's called in this game, of a Leon and a New Mexico. And then Leon in that division says, target the New Mexico, to which I respond, I am going to target the Leon because of that comment. So that's what we, well, that was what the goal of this was, but we'll see if that ends up happening. So anyways, I'm going to push over towards the A cap in the Bart. I felt like that was the better use of where I needed to be. Of course, the enemy team has a Musashi, which really I didn't like the idea of at first, because if you don't know, the Bart has 32mm of frontal bow armor, much like all battleships above Tier 8. And what do Musashi, Yamato, and Shikishima do really well? Not care about 32mm of frontal armor. So we fire one salvo and not get spotted against that Musashi because he was broadside for 8k, which, okay, it's a start. And then, so there's a broadside Georgia, so I decided to shoot at that instead. I was going to shoot at the rune. I was glad I held my fire, because I had decent dispersion out of those shells to give me 22,000 against that Georgia. And yeah, Zane was actually in my Discord call when this happened, and if you guys are interested, the Discord is linked down below. Join the Terminated Gaming Discord. Yeah, Zane was in there, and I was like, Zane, I think I just nutted in my pants. That was such an amazing salvo to actually get for once in the Bart against the BB. And then we also get such a tight dispersion there. That's 8 shells in that group, all towards that Musashi, and one hit. Yeah, that comes down to my poor aim. Of course, the rune is the only thing that really wants to shoot at me here. The only thing I haven't shot at is what's shooting back at me. So I decided to return the favor and actually shoot at the rune, because the rune is very nice and squishy. That rune will get yelled at by his team because he's playing in the back line. It's like, well, yeah, because if that rune gets hit too often, he's gonna sink. Zane played the rune, and yeah, the rune has the armor scheme of the Hindenburg, but not with the actual thickness that matters. Like, the Hindenburg actually has decently thick armor that helps him out. I do have manual secondaries on the Bart right now, so I end up targeting at Ostergotland. Actually, no, I don't have manual secondaries. I take that back. I actually have IFHE instead. Yeah. So I just target him so that way whenever he's spotted, my guns will prioritize him. More shots out against that Georgia. He's still flat on. So what do we get? 14k damage. Not the same as that 22k, but, you know, I shall take it. If you didn't notice, we are joined on this flank by a Nagato and 2 Iowas. The Nagato is actually going to help me push up, which is really nice because he is a bottom tier battleship and I am a top tier battleship. And our 2 Iowas are going to sit back and do virtually nothing because, yeah, why would they join the fight? I mean, I understand the Iowa is very squishy if you turn it broadside, and if you want to maximize your firepower, it's really poor at that. Iowa's very good at kiting away, not towards, kiting away from targets. So, you know, I maybe don't blame them, but it is kind of annoying when you have 2 enemy tier 9 BBs in front of you And you're in a 9 tier 9 battleship, and there's 2 tier 9 battleships behind you that are really providing almost no support. Anyways, there's also a tier 9 cruiser on this flank, and a tier 9 DD. I think the Austrogotland's a tier 9 DD. Yeah. More shots out on the Georgia. I hit the reload booster here because I want to maximize my potential. 2 Citadels that time for 2,700 damage. It's almost like Citadel Palooza against that Georgia. And so I finally actually get another shot off against the Georgia. And hey, we get another Citadel to kill him. That's 5 Citadels, 92,000 damage, and a kill. My secondaries are hitting that Austrogotland. I would have fired at him with AP even if he was still spotted. Thankfully, when you're at top tier, you usually bully ships that are lower tier. So that Austrogotland really isn't going to target me with torps right away while that Nagato is still up. So he functions as a nice meat shield. Also the Musashi shooting at him, and the Runa as well. Because the Nagato is the biggest threat here, if you didn't know. I shoot more shots at the Musashi. Yes, I chose not to hit him there. No. I really am not great with aiming sometimes, with judging how people are turning. And so, yeah, I miss the Musashi. It's kind of sad to miss him like that. If you notice, we actually have all 4 caps right now. Even their spawn cap. I don't know when or how that happened, but it is kind of funny. The Rune is now being called out in the enemy chat for being in the over the AB line, but it's like, I really don't blame him. I don't know how effective he really is right now, but he's probably getting too much hate for what he gets. It's like, it's a Rune. It'd be different if it was like your DDs were hiding back there, but they aren't. And I mean, even this Musashi's playing up, which is weird because most of the time you'll see a Musashi or Yamato sit in the back. I'm getting lucky here with this Musashi, except for there, he chunked me pretty good. I think that was an 11k salvo from shells that hit against me. I reload HE to fire at him now because I felt like that would be more efficient. That one was an overpen, thankfully, against me. So I get fairly lucky here. The Rune's now opening up against my flank. I think the Austrogotland also is shooting at me here. Not sure. I do make a little bit of a blunder there, but I don't get punished too hard. I'm trying to get a little bit of distance against me and that Rune, also this Musashi and the Austrogotland, because mainly that Austrogotland's torps scare me in this situation. I switched back to AP over the HE because I figured I was either going to get to shoot at that Rune or that Musashi's going to come out and give me broadside here. Thank you, Mountain, for eating more of those shells, because without that Mountain I might not have been as healthy right here. As you notice, both Iowas on my team are still behind me. So yeah, they're being very useful here in this situation. We're up to 105,000 damage. I'm sitting here like complaining that the Rune's not getting spotted when I did that. There's the Austrogotland. So I get a salvo off on him. Really wish I was HE now because I get 5 out of 8 hits for a decent chunk of damage. The Austrogotland fires or launches his torps, but of course I use the classic WASD keys to avoid those torps because I knew they were going to be coming because I was constantly spotted there. Much to the Austrogotland's demise. I am also now, if you notice, in a very bad position for, oh yeah, the Musashi to come around that corner. Thankfully, instead of shooting at me, the Musashi shoots at my Iowa, which I'm actually using as a meat shield, and we get a Citadel against the Musashi for 20k damage. I am very happy about that. I get one more HE salvo off on him here with the reload booster going. Does almost nothing.
Attention.
And I'm like, oh boy, he's going to shoot at me next now. And he's going to do a lot of damage because my bow armor means nothing to him. Like, absolutely nothing. So I reloaded HE and fire at him to no avail, really. Secondaries are doing some work. Really waiting for a fire. But, you know, with IFHE, it's lower fire chance. And here's where the Iowas actually do some help. They do take enough health off that Musashi to really kind of help me against him. out of all things, to finally get some help against the enemy Musashi. Musashi's dispersion really is doing me a lot of favors here, because I was 10k, and I am basically bow onto that man. So, yeah. There's some more Ostergotland torps, but of course I started reversing instead of going forward around this island. And for the first time, that Iowa is now ahead of me. Like, he is further forward. I get 2 fires on the Musashi there. I don't think he lets those burn. And once again, I get really lucky against Musashi's dispersion there. And he walks him into my side. He's still letting the fires burn. I reloaded HE here because I was like, oh, he's going to get close enough so I can use his cheek weakness. And then I was like, well, I got 15-inch guns, so I should probably aim for higher on along that upper belt. And I got a Citadel anyways. So that brings us up to 7 Citadels for 2 kills against 2 Tier 9 battleships and our high caliber. 175,000 damage in the Jean Bart. Like, go Gadget Jean Bart here. So yeah, this was a really nice game. I got another engine boost, so I start speeding up. I'm being constantly spotted here, but I actually end up realizing it's something from the middle over there and not this Ostergotland. Because I was like, oh, this Ostergotland really wants to kill me here. There's that Leon that I said I was going to shoot earlier. And there's the Ostergotland torps, so I figured I'd pay him the expertise of being able to get shot at. Up to 181,652 damage, but there's only a minute left on this game. The enemy team's not going to come back. He returns the favor, lights me on fire, but I know I'm not going to get shot at right away, so I put out those fires. This isn't my last heal, thankfully. I do have another one if I need it in this game. If this game were to have went on longer. I reload, or use my reload booster here to try to get a few more salvos off. Really bad miss on that rune. Like, that was pitiful. But, you know, on kills we're really close, but when you lose every single cap and aren't bringing in any points, it's really hard to come back out of that hole. I mean, but they are also down a lot of hit points. They lost both of their Tier 9 BBs on this flank, and we still had both of our, or all of ours on that flank, so yeah, we win. Pretty easy win there. Post-battle result screens. 189,995 damage, basically 190,000 damage. 2 kills, 7 Citadels, which is crazy. High caliber. A decent amount of money rolled in. We came second on the team to our Ostergotland. I believe that Ostergotland is the one that got majority of the caps is why. And then here's our breakdown. We did 91,000 damage to the Musashi and 76,000 damage to that Georgia. All of our damage came from basically 2 ships, with a sprinkling from 3 other ships, and almost all of it from main battery fire. 160,000 from AP damage. It's like, holy cow. We didn't quite reach 1 million potential damage, but yeah. We'll bring back actually the team screen here. Yeah, these 2 Iowas on that flank. If it weren't for this Tirpitz down here and our AFK Shiratsuyu, these guys would probably be lower. This guy did get a kill, but they were fairly not useful to me on that flank, I would say. I mean, you guys can beg to differ in the comments. That's all fine. That's just my opinion. I felt like they could have been a little bit more helpful instead of sitting back the whole time. 1.6 million credit profit with the premium account. That's really nice. Decent amount of XP. It wasn't my first one, I don't believe. No. And then also a decent amount of Commander XP. So, if you guys enjoyed it, or it'd be much appreciated, check out the other videos in the playlist linked above in the cards. There's quite a few games to go check out. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If so, very much appreciated, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Shut up and sit down.